What's up? It's your boy Enigma back with another Mind of a Black Author podcast. And I want to talk about my latest novel, Not Like Us. So if you've been keeping up with the podcast, I did an introduction of the actual story and I introduced the first character, who is the character in the middle, that is Caleb Webb Williams. So this video, we're going to talk about his brother, Jean-Pierre, aka JP Williams. So the two brothers were drug dealers. Now, Caleb got out the game to focus on regular life, whereas JP continued in the streets doing his drug dealing things. And eventually he catches up to him and he becomes he gets arrested. And in order to maintain things in the streets, he basically tells his brother, or really kind of talks him into it, really forces him, to be honest, to take over the drug crew while he's incarcerated to make sure that he has something to come home to. Well, after doing his 10-year bid, he comes out of jail and finds out that his brother has taken their drug profits and actually made it into multi-millions. Basically, I think it was 300 million a piece that he's made for them. And so for the first time in his life, he doesn't have to hustle for money. He has everything that he needs, but he finds out that the drug life wasn't about the money for him. I mean, he didn't really, yes, he did it for the money, but now that he has money, he can sleep with whatever woman he wants. He can buy anything he wants, travel to anywhere he wants. But he starts to figure out that there's a hole in him that he just doesn't understand. And he has to fill it with, the drug dealing, because that's the only thing he knew how to do. And now it's not really about the money, but it's about just fulfilling that hole that was left when he left the streets. This character was probably the most, how do I want to say this, the most normal out of the characters, meaning, and it's kind of crazy that a drug dealer is the most normal in this book, because he goes through a process. Yes, he has all this money. He doesn't have to slang dope, but he does it because that's what he wants to do. Just some people, they have this natural instinct where this is what we have to do in order to be happy or maintain some sort of usefulness. Without it, he's just a shell of a man, and he gets back into that lifestyle because that's all he knows. But throughout the journey of this, the book deals with a lot of the stuff that you see in the news, like the P. Diddy situation, the white parties, the Epstein Islands, and all this other type of stuff. And he's never really involved in a lot of that. He's basically just a normal street dude trying to maintain things. And he sees his brother being seduced by this stuff, and he actually tries to talk some sense into his brother, but they're really on separate paths. And his brother is kind of losing himself, looking for the money and the power, whereas JP is kind of a little nonchalantly just kind of doing his thing just to kind of keep his focus. Now, eventually he does find something else to fill that hole, but I'm not going to get into the details of that. You'll just have to read the book to find out. But the thing I like about this character is he's really the one who doesn't lose his true self, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, he's dealing drugs even though he has $300 million in the bank, but it's what he is. I mean, like, whereas Caleb's arc kind of goes this way, his arc kind of stays maybe a little smaller like that. He doesn't really change as much. Just because he has the money doesn't mean he wants to change. When you take something that somebody is good at and don't allow them to do it, it leaves a hole in there. I mean, all the money in the world. Now, make no mistake. If I had $300 million in the bank, I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff. But I'm also not a drug dealer. And I'm also not, there's other things I can do with my life. Whereas somebody who's done nothing but hustle all their life, the only thing he knows is the drug game. He has 300 million. So what? It is what it is. And so that's what makes him intriguing. And yes, that is thunder and lightning. So I do apologize for that. That was very loud. Goodness. But anyways, I did see the bright light on that. But anyways, getting back to the book. So Not Like Us is basically a story with him and his brother's relationship, and really tries to show, him as far as a character is concerned, trying to maintain after being taken out of the drug game for a period of time and trying to, re-step things up and basically get to the point where he is. And he also has an attachment with one of the main characters who's not shown on this book, Avi. And I'll get to him when I do a video on Avi. But his character was the one that I wanted to remain grounded, because with everything going on and changing in the world, there always has to be a constant, at least in my opinion. And that constant is JP. And yes, he's a drug dealer, but it's a constant that works for the story, works for his brother. And he's the one, really the anchor to the old life that his brother really is trying to get away from. But it's, a compelling story. So I hope you check it out. It's coming out on January 31st. It's called Not Like Us again. And it will be released in paperback and hardcover books. And you can pre-order the Kindle book currently right now. But if you want to get some more information on this story, find out some more information about JP and whatnot, you can always check me out at www.enigmakid.com. That's www.enigmakid.com. It's your boy Enigma signing off before lightning strikes another time. Deuces.